What's going on, everyone? Mr. Octagonal here. Now, before we start off today's video, just want to make a quick announcement. I made myself a Twitter this morning, and I will leave a link in the comments if you want to follow me. So, yeah, woohoo. Now, on to the actual video itself. Of course, the trade deadline here in the MLB The Show 19 Arizona Diamondbacks franchise. Now, unlike last year, our Diamondbacks are actually in a very interesting position. Last year, we were selling. We picked up guys like Wander Franco and Touki Toussaint, but this year, we are 30 games over 500, 70-40. Looks like we got that number one wildcard spot locked up, as I don't think we have enough to pass the Dodgers or get any lower. However, doesn't hurt to make the team better, as this team is... I think this team can contend for a World Series ring, even if we are the first wild card, even if we have to win that game, even if we have to go in LA in a 5-game set against the Dodgers. I think this team is talented enough to do it. So, on to contract extensions. Yes, now we can re-sign players here at the trade deadline, and there are many talented free agents this offseason. Andrew Miller, Robbie Ray, Pedro Strop, David Peralta, Jake Lamb, Taijuan Walker. So many great players are free agents for this team. There are also some young guys there like Woodruff, Duplantier, Diego Castillo, who are not free agents but also not under contract next season. So, looking at all the best players, Archie Bradley is literally the only one who's under contract for more than 2 seasons. So this team may look very different very shortly. Many great players are free agents soon. Of course, last year we signed a few big guys like Moustakas, Ozuna. They were all signed to 1 or 2 year contracts, so in 2 years from now, this team may look very different, but hopefully this team still looks good. So if they're think first in waivers, for whatever reason, Jared Kelenic, a top prospect for the Athletics, was there. I don't know why, but doesn't hurt to try to get him. So, Wilmer Flores is here. We signed him to a 1-year deal with a team option for the 2nd year of his offseason. He's having a solid year, but it doesn't hurt to upgrade. Marcus Semien will be acquired. He's having a really nice year at the A's, who also look like playoff contenders. So we upgrade, and for Oakland, they're not getting much, if a downgrade at all. And Flores is under contract for another year if they accept that team option, where Semien is just an outright free agent at the end of the year. So I think that's a win-win for both sides. Oakland also gets a few other throw-in players. Next things next, Lucius Summers, a 19-year-old B-potential relief pitcher prospect from the Cleveland Indians. He's not a major league guy now, but he looks like he could be a really big part of the future. And none of those 3 players we traded are really super important. Next up, Tony Watson from the divisional rival San Francisco Giants. They're not really going anywhere, and we could use another lefty arm in the bullpen. Trading a second base prospect, Andy Young, doesn't have a crazy future. And then we needed to clear up a roster spot with acquiring Tony Watson. So I figured it only makes sense to trade Adam Jones back to Baltimore for 2 throw-in players. I just figured it makes sense. Rather than send him down, why not trade him back to his O's? So the pitching staff is very much the same outside of the addition of Tony Watson. Same can be said for the lineups other than the addition of Marcus Semien. He will be playing his natural position of shortstop, not second base. That's where Mike Moustakas has been playing. So now on to contract extensions. Robbie Ray is having a Cy Young-esque season. I think he's currently 2nd in the voting. And he has to be brought back. 3 years, about $38 million. Very well-deserved contract. Diego Castillo is not a free agent this offseason. However, doesn't hurt to lock him up. 4 years, $12.5 million not 12.5 a season, 12.5 total. And then Taijuan Walker is also a free agent. He's been a really good number 2 pitcher behind Robbie Ray, so he's going to get a 2-year deal worth about $8 million a season. So, those 3 will be re-signed. There's still many great players who are free agents. Of course, long-time Diamondbacks like Jake Lamb and David Peralta, and some of the newer guys like Pedro Strop, Andrew Miller, obviously Marcus Semien and Tony Watson. So, that on the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Next episode will be the first game with the new squad versus the San Diego Padres.